Okay, so why we want to talk about Miracle? Because the next speaker, right? Okay, she actually came from Taiwan. She moved to Australia. But right now, okay, she's here in Singapore. And the knowledge that she have, her unique ability is to be able to find the root cause of people's challenges. Okay, so that very importantly, once you understand the root of not all evil, okay, the root of the issues, okay, you are able to turn all this into powerful energy and to create the miracles, whether is it financially, emotionally, or you want to attract things into your life, into romance, you know, everything, okay, you are able to attract. So I think the best person, right, to share more about this miracle is none other than our next speaker. In fact, her company, okay, she founded MiracleLife to educate and heal people, to believe in miracles and to create miracles in all areas of our life. So put our hands together to welcome Miranda Hong.
How many of you would like to live a fulfilling and abundant life? Yes, you can put up your hand and type yes into the chat. And how many of you would like to experience breakthroughs in money, relationships, and time? Yes. And T. Harv Eker says that will absorb 10% of what we hear and 90% of what we participate in. So participate as much as you can. You listen and you participate visually and physically, and you use as much as possible your 5 senses to participate. And this way you'll be able to absorb as much more with whatever I'm going to be sharing with you. Yes? Okay, great. So I would like to share with you some of my graduates on breakthrough stories that have happened after they have trained with me. Yes? And you look at Jamie and Ivor, they went from marriage breakdown to then find back the love that they have for each other. Yes? And within 1 year of training with me, they were able to fulfill 3 dreams of theirs, which is to be able to buy a new home, and then have a baby. Now they have 2 kids. And also the husband was able to kick off his bad habit. Yep. And you have Willie, who went from nearly bankrupt to then be able to earn $2.5 million and from his online business. And now he's teaching others what he's doing. And Simon, the company that he has been working with, went from being stuck at $2 to $2.5 million yearly revenue for 20 years to then be able to earn $5 million a year. And they weren't able to complete the project on time, and now they are able to complete the project ahead of time. And because of that, they're able to demand more pay from their client. Is that great or great? Yes. And if that's what you like to experience, type in ahead of time. Yes. So these graduates, they are part of the thousands of men and women who have trained with me in the last 16 years. Yes. And they came to the training to learn how they increase their capacity to be more joyful and more fulfilled and to experience more meaning in their life and to be able to experience miracles in their life. And by miracles, I mean the ability to see good in anything and anyone. And a miracle has happened also when your dream has turned into reality, whether it is financially or in relationships or in health or in any areas that are important to you. Yes. And so they learn and master my miracle method. Yep. And we're just going through this. What is a miracle? And my miracle method contains 7 elements. Yep. And it's been featured on media platforms such as radio station 93.8 or Love 972, right? So if you'd like to find out more on what I have shared on these stations, you can actually scan the QR code. Or if you'd like to find out more about Miracle Method, how it can help you, more about Miracle Life or our awards or accolades or the publications that we have been on, there's a QR code there on the bottom left. Yes? And Today, so there are 7 elements, and each letter in the word miracle, MIRACLE, stands for an element. So M stands for mental and emotional set. Yes? And that's what we're going to go into today. And to help you to understand a little bit more about this element, I'm going to share a true story from one of my graduates. Yes? His name is Chi Seng. Now, Chi Seng attended, when he attended my advanced training, in some of the processes, he recalled what happened with mom when he was much younger. And he recalled how his mom used to call him stupid a lot. So he felt stupid. And he wanted a lot of attention from his mom. However, he felt his mom was giving the attention more to his younger brother. So he didn't feel loved and he didn't feel significant and important. And sometimes when he did well in school, mom would say something like this to him. She would say, "You did well in school, not because you are smart like Didi, like your younger brother. You did well because you studied really, really hard." So he felt that he had to work harder than others, much harder than others, before he can get anything he wanted in life. So when you see the diagram, the middle heart, the heart represents the space without fear. And then you see these black dots. These are the emotions that Chi Seng was feeling, not loved, not significant, and had to work really hard. And just imagine another dot that says stupid. It's meant to be put in there, and I forgot to. So imagine the black dot stupid. And these were the emotions he was feeling, but only to a certain extent. He didn't allow himself to fully experience these emotions. In fact, he blocked most of these emotions. So take a guess, why do we block our emotions? You can type into the chat. What's the reason why we block our emotions? Right. So one of the reasons is because we have been taught by many people that negative emotions are wrong to feel, right? And then that it's wrong to express our negative emotions. And the other reason, yes, that's right, you guys are typing really, really great stuff. Yeah. And the other reason is because we are afraid to feel the pain that comes with these emotions. Yes. And whatever we don't fully experience, whatever we block, will be kept in our subconscious. They will be stored in our subconscious, and they become bigger and bigger, and then they drive us to produce disempowering results and experiences in our life. Yep. So these were the emotions that Chi Seng was escaping away from. And these black dots that you are seeing is what we call wounds, W-O-U-N-D. Yes, you can type it in to help you to remember. W-O-U-N-D, wounds. Right? A wound or wounds. Yeah. And a wound or wounds are unfelt emotions. And also stories and beliefs, that's it. Yeah, stories and beliefs that we have not identified. Yes. So how do you think these wounds had affected Chi Seng? Right? So at work, instead of cheering for people's success, he was actually invalidating them. Yeah, he would say things like, "Of course, what? You know, he's a university graduate, or he's young, what?" Right? And people didn't like him, and they tiptoe around him. And in places like the meetings, he would put people down, he would make people wrong. And he was hoping subconsciously by putting people down, he's able to appear to be higher, and that people will perceive him as important, as the right, the person who is right. And so that they can love him and appreciate him more. And of course, that's not what was happening. People didn't like him. So whatever that are being driven by wounds, yes, the wounds drive us to create events and situations that prove our wounds correct. These events that we produce enhances our wounds. So for example, in his life, he felt, I worked so hard, and in the end, people still didn't like me. I'm still not significant. Yes, I must be stupid or something. So events were actually proving his wounds correct. For 9 years, he worked on the same thing before he had his first promotion The bosses didn't dare to promote him. Why would they dare to promote him? Because they couldn't see him being able to deal with people. Yeah. And at home, he realized that he was using his son as trophy. He wanted to use his son as trophy. He was hoping that if his son did well, and then went to university, then he'll come across as a great dad, and then people will feel that you're a great man, and then he can feel significant and loved and appreciated. So whenever his son didn't do well in school, he would what? What would he do to his son? He would tell him off, and he would be fierce with him. So his son was afraid of him. And he said that the wife hated him so much because she felt that he was being cruel to their son. Yeah. And they didn't have mental, emotional, or physical intimacy. Yeah. So during the processes in the training, when he realized all this, he started allowing himself to fully feel and experience the feelings. Because whatever fully experienced will dissipate. Can you say this together with me? Whatever fully experienced will dissipate. Yeah, will dissipate. So you can type in fully experience. And the feelings, when felt, they will move through you and out of you. Yeah, there's a chance for that to happen. And of course, you need to have the abilities to be able to observe the thoughts and the stories and the beliefs that are associated to these emotions. Yeah. So as he was going through all this, he was able to eventually come to the point to ask himself, is significance more important or is love more important? And then he decided on love. And he realized that he can generate love with himself, that he didn't need to get it from other people. Okay? So because of that, he didn't need his son to be trophy anymore. He was able to go home and love him as he was. And he and son got closer and closer, and he and his wife started having more mental and emotional and physical intimacy. Yeah. At work, in the past, he wouldn't want to listen to people explaining when they did mistakes. And now he's able to listen to them and coach them, and even coach them before he sends them off to do work. So people at work were noticing the differences. And I think because of this might have helped him to have a promotion few months after he has attended my program. And this was in 2014. He attended the basic and the advanced, right? So he sent me through WhatsApp a graph. He did this graph. And the first promotion after the training is an increase of 19% in salary. And then in 2019, he had another promotion, and that's an increase of 35% in pay. And in 2023, that's an increase of 70%. And he shared in his text that Miranda, in 2 weeks' time, it marks the 10 years anniversary of my UT. UT is the advanced training that he attended with me. And so the yearly income grown significantly over the years. Quality of life, love more, feel more, happier, still get angry, and then gain more wisdom after the anger. And he talks about other breakthroughs he has as well, and the gratitude he has. One of the reasons why I wanted to share this with you is because when we are able to resolve our challenges from the root causes level, the mental, emotional root causes level, we will be able, and it's very likely that our changes can be permanent and sustainable, right? So now, and so that's him sharing his breakthroughs when he came back as a volunteer to help out at the training. If you'd like to know more about his story, you can, do a QR scan, and you'll be able to find a link to find his videos. We have many, many testimonials and success stories there. Okay, so that's a QR code there. And all right, so you may think that your wounds look like the way it looked before, but actually it looks more like this. Layers of wounds. Yes, and it's going to require more time for you to understand why layers of wounds and how to begin to heal these wounds and change your life. So if you'd like to understand more how you can, how this works, later on when there's a QR code, you can scan it and make an appointment with our coach. and you'll be given a miracle coaching session. It is on us. It is a gift for you. And in the session, the coach will understand how to help you better, and you understand about this wound matrix, why the layers of wounds, and how to start healing yourself. So if you'd like to have the gift of coaching session, type yes into the chat. Okay, awesome. So the coach will take you through some of the concepts that will help you to start to know how to heal, yes? And even this concept, what's icing over countdown? It's helping you to understand why sometimes you may feel positive thinkings don't work so powerfully for you. There's a reason for that. And then fundamentally, because it's clashing with your wounds, yes? And you get to learn more from the coach, yeah. And you'll be given questions like this to help you to start healing yourself from the coach, all right? So yes, 99% of who you are is invisible and untouchable. And that's why Buck means the fuller. And any area that you would like to experience breakthrough in, naturally you want to look into how to transform and expand the 99% of you, which is the what? Mind, emotion, and your soul, yes? And you have been learning how to make more money from yesterday, and then maybe continuing to learn more today. And sometimes when you are learning and you go, how come others are, I'm learning with, they are implementing what they have learned and maybe I'm not. Or I'm implementing and the result is not quite showing. Or maybe I know what I should do, but I get affected by my emotions and I don't do them. Or I know I should do something and I don't, right? And or don't do something and I do. So that's because chances are you're affected by what's in your space in the wound matrix. I've got people who stop gambling because they are able to resolve what's in their wound matrix and being able to start to really look into how to grow money and do healthy investment and then grow financially. All right? So make the appointment to have the coaching session, and I look forward to see you on the other side, and you live a miracle life.